Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Do you ever watch a horror movie and tell yourself, it's just a movie, it's not real, to calm your nerves? Well, what if I told you that sometimes the most terrifying stories are the ones that actually happened? Today, we're diving deep into the chilling reality behind some of Hollywood's most iconic horror films. We're counting down the top 5 horror movies based on real, documented incidents. So, turn down the lights, get comfortable, and prepare to question everything you thought you knew about make-believe monsters. This is going to be a wild and frankly unsettling ride. Kicking off our list at number 5 is The Conjuring. Released in 2013, this film terrified audiences with its story of the Perron family, who are tormented by a dark presence in their new Rhode Island farmhouse. The movie introduces us to the famous paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren, who come to help the family. The real-life Perron family, Roger, Carolyn, and their 5 daughters, did in fact live in that house from 1971 to 1980. They claim they experienced everything from strange noises and levitating beds to full-blown apparitions. The most malevolent spirit was said to be that of Bathsheba Sherman, a woman accused of witchcraft who had lived on the property in the 19th century. The real Lorraine Warren was a consultant on the film, and the Perron family has stood by their story for decades, insisting that what they endured was far more terrifying than what was shown on screen. Imagine living that for nearly a decade. Coming in at number 4, we have a film that made an entire generation afraid of the water, Jaws. Steven Spielberg's 1975 masterpiece about a giant great white shark terrorizing a New England beach town is legendary. While the story of a single, vengeful shark is fictional, the inspiration behind it is very real. The film's author, Peter Benchley, based his novel on a series of shark attacks that occurred along the Jersey Shore in 1916. Over a period of 12 days, 4 people were killed, and 1 was seriously injured by what was believed to be a single great white shark. This unprecedented event created mass hysteria and a nationwide panic. It sparked a massive shark hunt and fundamentally changed the public's perception of these creatures forever. So, while the shark in the movie, Bruce, was a mechanical puppet, the fear he represented was born from a very real and tragic summer. At number 3, we have a film that taps into our primal fear of being trapped and hunted, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The 1974 film is a gritty, relentless nightmare about a group of friends who fall prey to a family of cannibals, including the iconic chainsaw-wielding Leatherface. While the exact story is fictional, the character of Leatherface was directly inspired by one of America's most infamous real-life monsters, Ed Gein. Gein was a killer and grave robber in Plainfield, Wisconsin in the 1950s. When authorities searched his home, they discovered a house of horrors. Gein had created furniture, bowls, and even a woman suit made from human skin and body parts he'd exhumed from local cemeteries. He admitted to killing 2 women, but his ghoulish craftsmanship is what truly shocked the world. Just like Leatherface, Gein wore the skin of his victims. This gruesome reality proves that sometimes human depravity is more horrifying than any supernatural beast. Our runner-up at number 2 is the classic that defined a genre, The Exorcist. This 1973 film about a young girl named Regan who becomes possessed by a demonic entity is still considered by many to be the scariest movie ever made. The scenes of her levitating, her head spinning, and the graphic exorcism itself have been seared into our collective consciousness. But the story isn't just a work of fiction. The author of the book, William Peter Blatty, was inspired by a 1949 news article about the alleged demonic possession and exorcism of a 14-year-old boy from Maryland, known by the pseudonym Roland Doe. For several weeks, priests conducted dozens of exorcism rituals on the boy, who reportedly exhibited supernatural strength, spoke in guttural voices, and had words like evil mysteriously appear on his skin. The priests documented the entire ordeal in a detailed diary, which became the basis for Blatty's novel and the subsequent film. Whether it was true possession or a case of severe psychological distress, the events surrounding Roland Doe were undeniably terrifying and became the blueprint for modern demonic horror. And now, for our #1 pick. The film that blurred the lines between documentary and horror so effectively that it became a cultural phenomenon, The Blair Witch Project. Released in 1999, this found-footage film tells the story of 3 student filmmakers who disappear in the woods near Burkittsville, Maryland, while shooting a documentary about a local legend known as the Blair Witch. The entire film is presented as their recovered footage. What makes this so unique is that while the immediate story of the filmmakers is fictional, it's anchored in a meticulously crafted and very believable local folklore. The filmmakers created a complete mythology for the Blair Witch, dating back centuries, with stories of strange disappearances and ritualistic murders in the Black Hills forest. The marketing campaign was genius, presenting the events as real and listing the actors as missing presumed dead. It tapped into the burgeoning internet culture and convinced millions that they were watching a real snuff film. The film's true horror lies not in a monster you see, but in the power of suggestion and the fear of the unknown, a fear deeply rooted in the countless real local legends and ghost stories that exist all over the world. It proved that sometimes what you don't see is the most terrifying thing of all. And there you have it, 5 horror movies that will make you look over your shoulder, knowing their roots are planted in chilling, real-life events. From demonic possessions to real-life monsters and the terror of the unknown, these stories remind us that the world can be a much scarier place than we like to imagine. Which of these stories did you find the most terrifying? Are there any others you think should have been on this list? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the dark side of reality, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another unsettling exploration. Stay safe out there, and until next time, try not to think too hard about what's making that noise downstairs.